Yo, what's going on? Another day, another dollar. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into it. If you have noticed, the stream is slightly different. Hopefully, it looks better, and that's kind of what I was going for with the whole, like it's a little wider, you know, just the fit better. I guess I don't know. Hopefully, you like it. Hopefully, it looks good. If it doesn't, please let me know in the comments. If you know me personally, shoot me a message, stuff like that. But yesterday we were testing out the new area with the monsters or whatnot, the centaurs, and after the stream I like went and sold all the crap. It turned out I was like that was like 30 mil right there, and we didn't even do that much. We weren't even fighting for that long, so like that was a lot of money. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that was pretty much the goal of yesterday, and I got my horse to level 30. I got old Cindy, my courser. So I'm gonna try to turn her into a dream horse or whatnot. It says somewhere, it says the skills all have to be 100. So I'm gonna be like making her fall over a lot just to train the last skill that she needs. But then I'm going to attempt to get a dream horse, because apparently that's an attempt. It's an RNG thing. It's so annoying. So like, if I can get it to work, great. If I can't, hopefully I get enough money by then to like buy one, because Jesus, it's a lot. It's a lot. But let's get into the game. Get me out of my passive little dicking around mode. Hopefully the screen's working. If the screens are all messed up, then yeah, I'll fix it. But fingers crossed. Does the screen look messed up? Does it look messed up? All right, it looks good. So, at some point, forgive me, just responding to a text. And let's see. Cool. So I have my actual dream horse. Look at his beauty. Look at it. It didn't horsey. It didn't make the horsey neigh. What a weird thing to do, horse. Let me just go back to the nearest town, which for now, or right now, is Kaplan. Oh! Rare course or horse box training, up course or training. Ooh! It's like they know that that's what a lot of people end up focusing on is they probably looked at some analytics data or something and was like, yeah, people focus a lot on these horses, bro. Let's just start giving them a bunch of horse stuff. Well. And let's do a little recovery here. That's good. I have another horse named Cindy. I guess no one names their horses. That's what that means. Oh, no item to repair. The more you know. Alright, next stop, we're going to Stonetail Ranch. Go there, check on Rich Cindy, I guess. Not Rich Cindy, Courser Cindy. Of course, her. Pretty sure it's like, you gotta stop right here or something. Yeah, like right about here. By the time I get there, I'll know exactly where I need to go. Anywho, we'll run over there, and then I'm thinking, because I want to start working my processing so I can get my skills up, so I can create items to produce Manos training gear. I think that's what I'm going to be going for, because I need to be skilled 5 in processing, or not processing, gathering, in order to unlock the what was I trying to say? In order to unlock something. The quest, yeah. I have to get skilled 5 in gathering in order to unlock the quests. And if we were to look at my crap right now, I'm skilled 2, so I'm really close. Get to skill 5, unlock those quests, and then get the skilled heating, skilled all that nonsense knowledge. And then I think that's all I needed in order to, because I have like the materials to craft some item or another. I don't know. So many items and stuff, man, in this game. But yeah, that's something I want to focus on, so I can get Manos stuff. Main Manos stuff is important. And then after that, see, I was under the impression that the Dream Horse, all you had to do was collect the items, and you're good. That was it, man. You just had to collect all the items and put them together once. No, it's an attempt thing. And it all came rushing back. Like, oh. And I was looking at like tutorial videos on how to do it, and it was like less of tutorial videos and more videos like, oh, this is my 37th attempt, oh my god. You know, like, and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I don't have mats like that, bruh. I don't have mats like that. So that's annoying. I'm gonna have to get mats. I wonder if you guys can hear that. My wife stumbled upon Marco Polo. She's been watching that for a while. Khartoum. 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 How do you get to Khartoum? He has, I think he has the great alternate weapon, or secondary weapon, which is obviously very useful. Ooh, let me just go ahead and feed my pets real quick. Ah, they're close to getting to level 10, I know it. Okay, go ahead. There we go. Yeah, the more I research about the horse training and stuff like that, the more of a headache I get about it. It's like, yo, there's a lot. I'll be able to I have like one attempt in me, and that is way not enough to get what I need. And like at that point, like maybe I should start focusing on the wagon, so I can just like start cranking horses out, rather than, you know, creating courser after courser. Because at some point I'm going to have to start selling these horses to make real money. Real money. So, like, get a tier 8 horse to level 15, 20. I think they're screaming. Alright. Let me close the door. That seems loud to me. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's loud to me. Okay. Back to it. Let's see. We're done here. Boom. Oh, we made it. Okay, stable keeper. Let's talk. I like to exchange it for the horse guy around. I knew it. I asked War beforehand that you need it. What are we talking about? No. I'm not exchanging 10 million for that. I don't need to talk to you? Oh, no, I do. You can register your mount here. You are done with your training. And you go inside. Actually, I should have recovered you. Here, be recovered. You have one skill. I thought These skills were automatically trained up all the way, man. What the hell? That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. Alright. I guess he has 2 more skills. And she'll be the yin to his yang, if you know what I'm saying. She has the actual, the gear. Ooh. Oh, poor horse. Eating shit over here, horsey. That's my bad. But I'm gonna pretend like it's the horse's fault. Okay, anyway. Charge! Okay, you're right, stop. Charge again! Oh, you did it! Charge again! Okay, you did it. God dang it, Cindy. Cindy! It's okay. And you charge again. Ah. Okay. Press X. I pressed the wrong button. Alright, charge. Uh-oh. I pressed the wrong button again. I'm intentionally throwing her to the ground. Here. No. No. Cindy. I'm pressing the wrong commands. Just read my mind real quick. Okay. We're in here. Charge! And, I pressed them both. I need to remain calm. I need to remain calm when I'm pressing these buttons. Go! There you go. Go! He made it. She made it. Go! Yeah, Cindy. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Alright. Cindy. You gotta give me a chance. Alright. Go! Cindy. Cindy, please. Go. Go, Cindy. I didn't eat it. Cindy, let's check your skills real quick. I want to see how far we're getting with this. Charge is at 39%. Go, Cindy. Let's do it like 5 times and see if it's still at 39%. That's 5 times. Do it 5 times for 1%. Ah, Cindy. Like, part of me is like, does this really need to be 100%? I'm curious if it actually does need to be 100% or not. Because, shoot, if it doesn't, shit. Well, because if it doesn't, then I'm sending this courser, you know? But from what I was able to Google on Reddit, what Reddit told me is that, yeah, the skills have to be 100%. It just seems a bit, pay to winny. I mean, I am actively doing it in a way that doesn't cost me any money, but at the same time, it's a tedium. So, like, I feel like the whole point of some of these systems in this game is to make it not to make it fun, is to make it tedious so that you want to skip it, right? Ooh, that was a good one. I saved him. Saved you, Cindy. Pretty sure she's tired of rolling around in the dirt. Alright. Yeah, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. Look at me. Doing stuff. Oh. I wish they had mounts other than horses, but at the same time, it'll probably devalue the average horse if there was. Like, you know, horses and donkeys. And camels. Okay, they have stuff other than horses. But like, something that has the equivalency of a horse with the same use case as a horse and nothing specific or special about it. Similar to the donkey has, like, for most players, unless you're like a shy or something, the use of a horse and a donkey are exactly the same. It's just a horse is superior, right? Something like that not necessarily, I wouldn't say is superior to a horse, but like something that is, you know, the bulkier version of a horse. Say you're riding a stone rhino or something like that, and then like a faster version of the horse, which would be one of those chocobos that we saw yesterday. Like, get one of those, and then like a harder to get special ability type animal, similar to the camel, where the camel can run the desert. What about a mount that can swim a little bit to work as a makeshift boat? Like, it would be a horrible boat replacement, you know, like it wouldn't be very good at all. But if you did have the like celestial whistling thing, like I do, you would be able to whistle it to you while you're in the water, get on its back, and then you'll be good. And it's like, you know, can be on land as well. Kind of like how the mythical Dine can run on water and shit. Like, specialty animal like that, or one that can glide a little bit, just like this dream horse. Then the argument would be, oh, it devalues your dream horse because you can get a you can just get a whatever the mount is. But it's like, yes, it devalues it, but like, just make it less. Like, either buff the dream horses, or like just make the dream horses look like a different animal, and then completely like make it like, you know, a lesser version. I would say buff the dream horses. Like, allow my freaking Argonaut or my freaking flying Pegasus horse to flap twice. I mean, jump, flap, have him flap a second time, or have the glide be a little longer, something. Because that's just, it's just, it is very useful. It is very useful. Like, jumping off mountains and stuff, that is very useful, but like, could it be better? I know it could. Have to be able to turn a little stronger while in the air, you know, like, or something like that. And then like the mount have like what it is currently right now, the like little flying mount. Have a mount that can fight with you, like Hailing. Make them really like, make them glass cannon, like they're strong, but they're also, they don't have a lot of HP or something like that. That way it's like, yes, it does fight with you, but there's a cost. Like, it could die. So you're going to have to tell it to not follow you so much. Look at that. I'm succeeding more often than not. Where are we at? Charge is at 53%. We're doing it, guys. All right. I'm bored of this. Let's go somewhere else. Let's see if I can't go to Altanova. Yeah, I'm thinking we go to Altanova. Right? We talk to Lethia, and we get a daily quest. How do you search for an NPC? There it is. Find NPC. Okay, so we're gonna search for Lethia. Alright. That's not it. So L-E. No, mate. All right, LE. Unless it was Lydia. Yep. Let's try LI. Yeah. This is a horrible way of searching for it. What's the name of their, was it Black Moon or something like that? Or something Moon, Old Moon, Jatina. Jetina. Where are you, Jetina? Jetina and Altanova. Let's go. Let's run. Essence and Excel. You suck, horse. You suck so much. It's okay. It's not, but you know, I'm just gonna say that it is. It's a pain in the ass. Is what East. Excel, instant Excel. You did it. Okay. Enough training for now. What is my training anyway? My training is 62% of Arson 3. That is okay. That is sufficient. Some people on the internet be playing this game far more than I do. Okay, stop. The drifting is getting worse, like way worse. Holy crap. But yeah, they're like artisan everything. Like all their skills are artisans. Like, I don't like to cook. I'm only artisan 7. Okay. Guy. That's your third character you got that way? Actually, gonna have it auto run for a bit. I want to check some menu stuff. See if all my, not attendance awards, all my rewards are claimed. Attendance, I keep checking attendance. It's not attendance. I don't want to check attendance. All right, challenge. There you go. I'll take these two. This ends in August 8th. Play Black Desert 60 minutes every day and get a shimmering jade. I have enough of them. What's 7 times 4? That's 28. So I have 28 of them. I can get the Morning Light box, get the inventory expansion coupon, which is really good, and then enhancement aid box, which is good too. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of other stuff I got. That's cool. Close this tab, the 10. Yeah. Let me check my daily special. Okay. There's nothing beyond this point. Is Jetina here? Wow, look at her. She's right there. Hello, Jetina. Give me a quest. Weekly is not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for weekly. I'm looking for a daily subjugation quest in the I don't remember what it's called. I thought it was called the Centaur House, Centaur Step, or something like that. Okay, I need to be prepared. Give me a sec. Yeah, the centaurs heard tap tar plane. Tap tar plane. So I'm gonna follow the advice of one of the videos I saw on the internet. Tap tar plane. We're gonna do this. Kill 1,500 of them for me, and then we'll give you 4 little poop jewels. Cool. So we get the poop jewels. We're gonna go head over to the centaur plane, where we can kill those guys, subjugate the shit out of them. Oh look, see, look, I need to get my sorcerer to level 56. I think, see, I should be doing that because, or my wizard. That's a cool little thing. I like that. Hello, hello. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at me. I like my silly accent. That is not good at all. It's a horrible accent, I understand. Alright, let's see. I got Karanda and Kazarka. I claimed 2 of those bad boys. Those boys are so bad. What next? I think I'm good with all my stuff. I'm gonna play a little bit of that board game, the Black Spirits Adventure. I need to learn how to make instruments or use or play instruments in this game because that sounds like fun. It sounds like a lot of technical work, but it also sounds like fun, you know? Oh, that's cool. I got money. What are my things? Move 6 spaces. Huh. I can use the next thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so close to that red thing. I think that's like the blood moon wolf. Wolf of the blood. Blood of the wolf moon. Blood of the wolf. Not a moon. Is this blood of the legendary wolf or something like that? Something about wolves and blood. Let's see. I want to burn those crystals there. You see these crystals in my inventory? Look, if you can see it, my head's in the way a little bit. But like right here, these 2, blood. No, wait, not blood. They're red, but I want to melt them because you could potentially get an item that I was looking to need at some point, which I'll have to look into that because that's definitely something that I want to take advantage of if those are the gems I need. They are, you know, useful, but I mean, come on, everything's useful. I'm just gonna have to make it useful in my own way. I'm thinking about getting the ranger too. Why? Because he has a little wolf pet. That's about it. Like, I don't think there's any other reason why I really want him. Okay, where are you going? Open up the map. Where is he going? Nothing but woman. I say, where is he going? Where is she going? Excuse me. I need to check my gender. I was gonna say privilege. I was like, wait a minute. That's not right. So, the Basilisk Den was a disappointment. I am disappointed by the Basilisk Den. And I'm going to recant my statement of contribution. And, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Go right here. He's going to stop anyway. It's too late. It's too late. Taplar plane. Let's look at that. Gives you energy. Okay, give me the previous node. Okay, don't do that. No, stop it. Messing everything up. Okay, invest. Oh. Invest. Yeah, and then invest. I want to invest all my energy. I'm just gonna do it. Invest all my energy. Boom. It's level 2. Boom, boom, boom. Let me think. I just invested my energy. After you invest in this node, you can invest the level node. The experience increase the drop item rate of the area. Okay, cool. Because I could have sworn that's what this did. Okay, no. Now let's keep moving. I am in Taplar plane now. I wasn't in it before, but I'm in it now. Huh. A lot of people. Node management. Let me talk to you, sir. Hazar. I have no idea how to handle the situation. What is your situation? Wagons were attacked. The submergents were kidnapped. My legs are still shivering. Okay. Co-op. Collect evidence of the Merchant Guild raid. Not sure. It's none other than the Centaur. I'm sure it's none other than the Centaurs. Can't stand it anymore. I can't. His legs are shivering. How could he stand? Please help me get rid of them, if you will. I can never forgive them. I was going to say that wrong. When you're done, you can report to Tariq Yanzi at Rock Post. Alright. Hazir wants you to wait for a moment, saying you'll need some evidence to convince Tariq Yanzi. What? As you move toward Rock Post, kill some centaurs and collect their manes. Evidence. What is this? I accepted it, but I'm not sure if this is what I want. I'm going to leave my horse here and continue on foot, just in case. And... I think I'm just going to do an extended stream today. Because this stuff kind of forces you to extend your streams. Combat experience plus 100. Actually, I'm going to eat the 530 first, so that's in my family inventory. Eat that. Collection increase scroll. Yeah, now I got 4 hours of it, sure. Now let's go to other forms of stuff. Let's have a sip of this. A little far out for it, but you know, whatever. Let's look at getting some of... No, I don't want to use that. Can I get some of this in me? It doesn't stack. Stacks with other buffs. Use innocence. Did it just stack? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright. Let's give me some more max MP. Let's just stack ourselves to the 9. Do you understand? Do you? I mean, that's a legitimate question. Like, that's a lot of people, you might not understand what I'm saying. Let's get equipped. You know what I mean? Equipped. All right. So we're set for some good old centaur killing. I'm sure that on the other side of the centaurs area, there's like people who's like, oh, what was us? Kill them. But since I can't see those people, it's the guard tower of the earth. Those spikes come out of it. The Cardi ruins. Are these the Cardi ruins? Okay. Is Cardi B? Cardi B here? Alright, let's get serious. We know how disgusting these guys can get with their damage. I would love to figure out what the whole camping thing is all about. Did I blow him up? Oh, found him. Yeah. They feel a little bit easier right now. I don't know why. Scroll of ancient written text. Is that what that was? Is that what I picked up? Scroll of ancient written text? Oh, fool. Oh, fool. Get dropped. Oh, get dropped. Please don't drop me. We're not here to drop me. I'm here to drop you. Alright? Drop you like a new album. This is gonna take me a while, I might die a couple of times. I'm mentally prepared for it, but I still will complain. I imagine. Boom. Did I not kill one of them? No, I didn't. Oh. Hey, Axeman. You hurt, man. Come over here and help me kill the rest of your friends. Hmm? Ooh, everyone's stronger now. Isn't this exciting? They have a fighting chance. If they hit me, they have a fighting chance. I mean, if I'm able to not get, if they can stun me, then I would probably hate this whole group. My pets are, yeah. My pets are nice and healthy. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, he died too quick. Follow me, all of you. Yep. They ignored me? Not supposed to do that, guys. I was expecting you to run over here. You'll pay with that with your life. How dare you not have me kill you on my terms? Oh. Running low on potions, actually. I might be in trouble. I pressed it a little too late. Not a mine. Mirror. That's weird. I was like tapping the hell out of R1. And didn't give me what I wanted. Oh, my back. Not my back. Still hurts. My back's still sore from the Fuji climb. Oh. There we go. That was nice. That was nice. Massive pure magic. Wasn't that the item that I came out here for? There's this particular item that I'm supposed to be getting on the side that is beneficial to me in the future. I just forgot what it was. Shout out to the young lady who did that video. Don't remember your name. I could probably look that up to, like, you know, be proper in my Thanksgivings, givings of thanks. There's even more from up here. That's nice. They seem a little sparse. As soon as you start getting up to the mountain, going up the mountains, they come off as a little sparse. Like they're not as numerous in their little groups or gatherings of gossip. I just imagine these groups are all cliques. They're just gossiping like a motherfucker. Like, you hear that little John did last week? Yeah, what a dick. And then I come in and start killing them. Chopping off their long horse cocks. Notice how you don't see a female of these mobs, you know? Some of these mobs are like big old buff dudes, and it's like, how do you reproduce? Where are you hiding the women? This is not where you live, where your women and children go. Like, where do you live? Because, like, this is your military, then where's your city? Where's your tribe of, you know, not so threatening versions of yourselves? Makes you think. It's just like games like this that are, I'm pretty sure Black Desert's rich in lore and story and all that nonsense. Because every game it's a must for these types of games, you know? But like, it's just an excuse to create more content to like expand the world, you know? Like, oh yeah, this is where these people come from. Let's make a little town, throw a bunch of quests in there eventually, where you get to see these people's like civilization of some of these hostile mobs that you just be running into. It's like, well, these guys seem a little sophisticated, you know? They have rucksacks and like they're wearing clothes despite not necessarily needing to. They're using tools. That means there's somebody making that crap. Somebody has to be smart in their little clan. Hey, look, I got a cactus stone in there. Doesn't that make you happy? Make you want to sing and dance? I got one of the items that is needed by the hundreds in order to be useful. It's nice. It's like, you know, I don't have to pay to get these things. I just have to play for hours and hours and hours and weeks and months and years on end. But I got it for free. It's free, isn't it? I got it for free. You know, I'm gonna go to a, like, if I were to make the hows of how the game would be made, sealed black, oh, that's it, that's the item that I need. But the hows of how I would make a game is yet to be seen, and not the point of me saying what I am about to say. But if I were to make an MMO or something like that, it would just be a one-time payment, a really fucking fat one. Like, give me $700 to $1,000, and you'll have access to this game. Like, if anyone's seen Hunter x Hunter, like the game, there's only 10 copies of it, and you need the console, which there's only like 5 consoles in the whole planet. You know? I'm entering a danger. I'm in the desert? Oh, I better not be in the desert because they're gonna hit me with that desert sickness shit. I'm in the desert. Damn it. Let me get out of the desert. But yeah, like I would like give me $1,000, then you can play this game, right? And I would do that so I can ease up on all this monetization, make the game freaking excessively repetitive RNG bullshit. And then just have a game that people can max out to the max, get a high level on, and enjoy. Enjoy the game, please. Like, people like, I'm enjoying this game. I like this game. But I can't deny the fact that it is designed to bleed money out of me. Because I'm a whale. Right? And like, woe is me, I can afford to buy, you know, transactions in the game. Sure, like, no one cares, but like, at the same time, damn, man. Taking advantage of my small pleasure receptors here. You know, going after my dopamine. They got me when I was young. Well, the video game industry got me when I was young, and they were innocently trying to make me have fun. Back then. Now they're just trying to very uninnocently get money out of me. And they're doing a very great job of that because I pay for pleasure. Period. Don't take that the wrong way. All right, forget I said that. I spend money on games so that I can enjoy them instead of, you know, playing a game that I don't enjoy, or playing the game in a way that is boring, painful, and not enjoyable. You know, like the whole training the horse thing. It's fun. But it's not fun forever. It's not fun nearly for as long as they think that you should, I guess, play the game for free. They're like, you know what? Just get a skill change coupon. You're good. Just get an all train coupon. You're good. You know, like, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I'm just saying. Huh? Oh, that didn't last nearly as long as I thought it would. There we go. But yeah, they absolutely 100%ly know how to target their whales, and I am the corner percentage. I am the customer that they are trying to reach, right? So the game is designed just like I watched a video on YouTube. A lot of my stories are going to be I watched a video on YouTube, but anyway, I watched a video on YouTube that was talking about mobile games, right? And their whole like practice, you know how the ads are all like 100% fake. and that's not how the game is at all. Well, the game is free, and that's how they get around that legally, right? It's like, oh, shouldn't it be illegal for them to like falsely advertise the game? It's like, yeah, it's illegal if you have to pay for the game, but you don't. It's free, so it's like, oh, they trick you into doing something for free. You know, like it's not bad. What the game is doing is, as soon as it grabs your attention, it's like a hook for like sales copy and stuff like that, marketing speak. They hook you with the silly ad, with the boobies and the character always losing by doing the dumbest possible fucking thing, and you're like, a blind idiot monkey can figure this out. Like, why can't they figure it? And then they hook you to get you to download their stupid game. As soon as they download you, or as soon as you download the game, they're not interested in you unless you're a whale, someone who would spend money on the game. The whole game is designed around with the metrics and the systems that would trigger a whale or someone who would spend money on a game, that is, to pay. The whole system. It has nothing to do with the ad. They just like, what is most likely to make us money? And then they probably use the money to make a fuck ton more ads. And the ad companies who make those ads are very good at making games look like games. and they don't actually spend the time to actually make the game. They probably make just as much, but they probably make a lot less money. Now that I think about it, they probably make less money actually making the game, so they just make the game look like it's a game without making the game to sell a game that isn't the game that they just made. You know? So it's like, wrap that around your head, in your heads, in your noggins. But yeah, that's kind of like the dark truth, which is really, really gay, as in really bad. Being gay isn't bad. Jeez, I can't speak the way I speak without offending someone. Whatever. You know what I mean. It sucks. Dick. Like homo stuff. All right, I'm gonna stop. Let me stop. Anyway, yeah, no, it's like that's what they're trying to do with that whole system. And like, honestly, the mobile industry is like one thing, but like that's the kind of stuff they do here as well, with like some MMOs and some games, like with the whole pay-as-you-go monetization features. They're designed for the person who will give the most, like, because say you put some crazy price shit in your game and no one buys it except for a whale, and the whale accounts for 1 to 10% of your player base, say for example. For every, let's just do 100 or 1%. For every 99 people who don't buy your $300 or $100 pearl thing, this guy, the 1%, would. And you just made $100, $200, eventually $300 off of that one person. So it makes financial sense to target that person. So when all these games start recreating and restructuring themselves with the intent to get that person who will eventually spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on your game over time to pay. And they just create another system. Oh, let's create a Dream Horse system and throw all of the fucking RNG in it. Let's create what else? A mythical horse system. Same shit, different day, more money. You know, and it's cynical like, you can be about it. I mean, the game is fun for the challenge aspect. It's just that a lot of the challenge is redundant and can be circumvented with money, which, you know, kind of puts a big stain on the whole experience when you think about it that way. And I try to ignore it. I mean, like I have continuously stated, I am a whale. I do spend money on games abhorrently, to the point to where it is sickening. How many thousands of dollars have I spent on this game? If I saw the numbers, how much money I spent on this game on the PC version, and then switch to the PlayStation version and spend money on this game, they'd be like, oh yeah, You spent a fuck ton of money on this game, and then you went and started playing Genshin Impact. You idiot. Start spending a bunch of money on that. You still don't have freaking D-Luke. I want D-Luke. As soon as I get D-Luke, I'll probably stop playing the game, I swear, but I just need D-Luke. They don't give him to me. And then after I get D-Luke, what's next, you know? I'm definitely gonna need that fucker's sword. Do you see D-Luke's sword? I need it! And it's the whole idea of I need it, right? The value that it's placed inside of me, or the value that I've given myself or I've given the game, that makes it worth the hundreds of dollars to play a gacha game with a fancy skin. And that's why I would make a game so expensive that it has to be good, right? And would people buy it? I'd probably fucking lose a lot of money. Or the game would just be mediocre. Yeah, no, I'm selling shit. Damn. The game would be mediocre. And the only people who would know that are the people who don't pay for the game. Because when you pay for the game, you're invested in it. Like, I paid for, what are they called? Like, programs that help you make money and all that stuff and all that junk. And I'm very much desensitized to money because it's not that much of a factor in my daily life. I've been desensitized because it just comes in. The money just comes in no matter what I do, given my particular choice in the career field at the moment, which is about to change. I'm in the middle of a changing career, so I have to pay more attention to money. But due to the upbringing of my adult life that I have experienced, money ain't no big thing. You know, you just spin it and it comes back. You know what I mean? So like, to me, I can see two sides of the same coin. People who spend a lot of money, that is a lot of money to them. They're like, holy crap, this needs to work. People who pay money pay attention. Says, well, Russell Brunson in his book said that someone else said it. I don't remember who he said that said it. So Russell Brunson's guy, the guy who Russell Brunson talks to, people who pay money pay attention. Oh, that's his. It was his boxing instructor or something. So when you pay a lot of money, you get that sunken cost fallacy to where, like, psychology-wise, you start finding reasons to make that purchase seem like a good idea or a good decision. So, like, say, for example, Black Desert is $500, and you pay for it. And you're like, see, this was a good decision for me because I was able to get a great game, and I can play it forever now. You know, and it has more this and that over other games, and this system is unseen. This combat system is very, you know, intuitive. So you would find your reasons to say, this is why I spent $1,000 on a freaking game, a bunch of pixels. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, people who pay money pay attention is the point. I would have a game that would induce that same mentality on a grander scale, right? Oh, I got a call. Let me get out of here. Be right back and answer this call before it stops. And I'm back. I had to duck out of the area to get some potions, but I lost my train of thought with the whole monetization thing of games. But I think it's an interesting concept. Like, again, how I make the game isn't all that important, but what the game could include if people paid that much money for it, and not like, because I'd hate the idea of stringing people along, and yes, you make more money over time, right? Of course you're gonna make more money over time, but imagine instead of, and I'm sure this has been tried and failed already, but imagine instead of having 10% of your customers be the backbone of your business strategy on the business side of the gaming thing, and in terms of giving you the whales amounts of money, and then everyone, the 90% being like, they give you tens of dollars, you know, you're getting free from a lot of them, and then like $15 every now and again for some of them, and then you have to play these mental mind games in order to are you serious? Can I get a potion? I want a potion, bro. I don't want your villa. They playing some games. Can I? Is there something on the inside that I can come in and get? I have to go somewhere else. Okay. Damn it. All right. Whatever. Wasting my precious little time stuff. Let's go to the nearest stable. Altanova in it. Oh no, it's not. It's not Altanova. We're good. No, it's not Altanova. I can get my horse some little stamina. Camel stamina. But yeah, like that whole like thing, like 90% of them will give like $5. 10% gives you the rest of the money, right? And then you're like, oh, we have 10 million players. Yeah, fun, cool. I would rather have 100,000 players, you know, concurrent or whatever, who have paid me $1,000 each, you know, in order to play the game. And the game, like by the time you get to the like 1,000th player who has purchased and played the game, you have enough money to make the updates, you have enough money to enhance the systems, you have enough money to pay all your staff to do that for that long, you know? And then by the time you get to 2,000, 5,000, you have more money than you could possibly ever need in order to make that game the greatest game of all time. And then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. People who pay the game like the game because the game isn't designed to keep them playing forever. It's designed to help them have fun. It's designed for the fun aspect, right? Not the RNG, because I don't know, some people might like that shit. Some people like the whole RNG and the gacha system stuff. What if there was, if like for the people who like that, what if that was in the game but you didn't have to pay real money for it? You just had to pay fake money for it. The in-game currency to buy the in-game currency to play your little gacha games or the fucking loot crates and shit. But for people who don't like that crap, just have that be like a free thing. Like Final Fantasy 14, I hate the way like you have to pay for the game. Only because it's difficult when you have to do it online. It's like complex. I forget exactly why, but it's complex in nature. That out of the way. That game does a good job, and once you pay for the game, most things in the game, you play the game to enjoy it. You know, you don't have to throw extra money at Final Fantasy, from what I remember, 14 to get it working right, or get it to be fun or not as cumbersome, annoying, etc. In order to play a free game. And then like this game, again, I love Black Desert. Black Desert's a fun game. I enjoy it. But in order to have fun in this game, you not only have to purchase it in order to get inside of it, right? You also have to like pay for all this extra stuff, and you got this other stuff you gotta pay for. And it's not, you don't have to. Of course you don't have to. They're like, oh yeah, you never have to pay for anything. But if you want it, it'll take 7 months in order to like get a good horse, you know. 7 months of not fun gameplay, but repetitive, boring gameplay to a lot of people. I mean, some people, like, it depends on, you choose your grind, right? I don't mind fighting these monsters over and over and over and over and over again. I don't mind that at all. I actually enjoy running around killing monsters over and over and over again because that's just how my brain works. That's how I was wired. I like Dynasty Wars. That's just something that I can do. I can bear it. But other forms of grind in this game I cannot bear. And, you know, I'm leaving my PlayStation on for 24 hours, running these things on autopilot to level up the horse. Does that sound fun to you? It's so fun that you go to sleep while you're doing it, just to wake up and see that you're not done yet. Something like that, having your $1,000 game, abstracts that out. You can take that crap out because you're not trying to make money off of people. The only reason things take so long is so that you can charge money to make it go faster. The horse thing is a bad example because I can't think of a way to make it go faster other than buying mount experience increase items. Which again, yeah, I guess if you're looking at it from that angle, then yeah, you can pay for making it go faster. But it's just excruciatingly painful. And, you know, making things harder doesn't necessarily make them fun. It depends on how you make it difficult, right? Like, for whatever reason, I'm thinking of Doom. Doom can be a hard game. Let's use a different example because I'm not too familiar with Doom. Let's say the Dark Souls games. The Dark Souls games are hard and fun. Why? Not because it's let me rephrase that. It's hard not because they wanted to make the game hard in the way that most people make games difficult, right? So what I mean by that is when you make a game difficult, some games is just like, oh, now it's harder, meaning this monster, this boss is a freaking bullet sponge. He has HP out the nines. That's hard now. Yes, you're correct. It is hard. Is it fun? No. You could have just, like, I don't know, gave him more moves. You developed him a little more. Have him do, like, more special attacks. Make you have to do a little more in order to get out of the way of his attacks. Something like that. That's what Dark Souls does to make it more difficult. It relies on the player's skill, and the better you are, the easier the game becomes. Not the higher level you are, the easier it is to kill the monster because of gear and stats. Which, nothing wrong with that to a degree, but it's all in moderation, right? Like, I for one, like the bosses in this game, they're bullet sponges. In a sense, they're sponges who can take up a lot of damage, as a boss should. But when I was fighting Kazarka, especially, I felt it was like every once in a while he had that undodgeable attack, which was really hard to see. He telegraphed it, but it was hard to see because this is the first time I fought him in a long time. But he was just sitting there, you know. Whoever he was attacking at the time, he was attacking him, but it was like, you know, you're just wailing and go hacking at him. I was just utilizing, unleashing all of my moves to try to kill this dude, and it just took a long time to do. So in essence, he was hard because he took a long time to kill, but he wasn't difficult. And that's what a lot of games do, unfortunately. It's like that's how they make things difficult, is making it take a long time to which that's not how you do it. you should definitely go with Dark Souls style, which is making things complex that require player skill. Platformers do this exquisitely because the only way to make things difficult is to make it rely on the player skill in order to accomplish. Like, I can't think of a way to cheese making a platformer difficult. But yeah, bullet sponge type shit. Another way to make things hard is just make it tangle and make it exhausting. And everyone says, imagine if they took away all the time investment required to get a dream horse in Black Desert, right? Like, you didn't need to collect as much materials. You didn't need to train up all your horses, assuming you're trying to do it for free, right? Then would it be considered hard? I couldn't say so. Like, and then you just throw a gotcha system on top of it, or a chance system. What if you just increase the chance to a high level? Would it be hard? No. Like, how could you make, let's just like theorize together here. How do you make a game that is based off of like the Dream Horse system, which is based off of like numbers, dials, that you can flip on off the developer could anyway? How can you make that hard without making it feel like you're just wasting your time for gathering materials, or not wasting, but like using a lot of it to gather materials, to try again and again for a randomized chance to get us started. Well, let's take a look at what makes things difficult in a fun way again. So like with the Bloodborne, and I'm going to be speaking in circles because I'm just speaking from my heart. I'm just rambling on. I'm just simply rambling. Anywho, yeah, like, say for example, Bloodborne or Dark Souls, let's say Dark Souls 2 or 3, because those are the ones that I played and I enjoyed them. I played Dark Souls 1, it's a long time ago, I don't remember that much. Dark Souls 2 and 3. How things are hard is, it's easy to lose, and that means you have to be careful, because skill matters. Like, not getting hit, that matters. Being able to expertly dodge attacks feels good. That's like a dopamine rush, bruh. I like that stuff. So, being able to dodge out of the way, you know, that requires player skill. Memorizing the areas, I think that's a specific thing that may or may not be able to utilize. And then, like, for the monsters and stuff, learning their movesets and, like, being able to apply that knowledge over time adds to the fun factor. When you get good at the game, things become less difficult, because, not because you're stronger or your level's higher, that is a factor, but like, because you know more, because you are better, because you learned the game. The reward of reading a book is knowing what happened in the previous pages, right? It's the same thing with, like, say for example, Rogue Legacy. Like, I didn't get better at the game because I was leveling up and stuff like that. Yes, it was a factor. Yes, my stats did increase. But I got better at the game because I got better at the game. Because I was playing it. So let's just try to apply that to a Dream Horse system. You're trying to upgrade your item to a stronger item. Okay? What if instead of gathering random materials that you have to use to get, like, a chance to get the monster or the upgrade, what if instead of the items just being a random like thing, what if these items were achieved through some sort of mini game in which you had to be good at it, skill-based wise, gamer skill-based, not character skill level, in order to accomplish? That might be tedious to some. But once you're good at it, and you can, like, rack in like a whole bunch of points, it might become fun. Who knows?
that might be a fun factor for some people. Let's say, how does a horse level up in a normal sense, right? I love progression. I love leveling things up, you know? Let's say the leveling up the horse wasn't so freaking normal, right? And say, for example, there is some little RNG. Why not be a little like Pokemon or something? Like, in order to level up the horse to a dream horse, let's just involve a little magic. You have to do a certain quest or a certain challenge in the world in order to unlock the items that you need, right? Let's take a Conan Exiles example. In Conan Exiles, in order to unlock some good armor, you have to do a dungeon. Very generic, very easy to understand stuff. Say for that, like some of the items that you have to collect, you have to do something like that. Kill a boss, go through a dungeon, complete like a challenge, get said item. Boom, bada done. Then with the horse, after the horse gets to a certain level, they there's a chance that they upgrade automatically to a courser, like they do. But you just take out that fucking RNG shit and let them turn into a courser in due time, you know? Then, in addition to that, just like conjunct it with your ability as a trainer. Because right now, like, it feels like, for me anyway, as a trainer, there's not really that much of a benefit beyond, you know, getting to artisan, I would say, to your horse skill. Like, I don't feel like because I'm a better trainer, the horse is leveling faster. I mean, of course it says that, but I don't feel like it doesn't mean anything to me. Like being a professional one allows you to sprint your horses while you automatically run them when you go to sleep, you know? Which is cool. That's an added bonus. But let's have more of that. You know, because you're a better trainer, you have the ability to level them faster. Maybe being a better trainer allows you to train them on specific skills that you can choose. Like, you can choose to train this skill, and then you have to do, similar to like a little mini game, just flesh out the mini games a little bit, where you don't have to press X and circle or else you fall in shit. Like, flesh that out. So you actually have to go to like a training location and train the horse, and then you have a relationship with the horse. And, you know, like they think that you should have, at least how some of the NPCs talk in the game. Have a relationship with the horse, and then that level increases. And then, like, you know, just not make it too, like, experience spongy hard, but like difficult in the sense that, oh yeah, I'm leveling up my mount through doing these mount-related ascension quests, you know, mount awakening quests, something like that, to where you have to like do an X amount of races with the mount, get an X amount of relationship level with the mount, you know, take the mount to see wherever it will turn into. Say for an Argonaut, you have to take it to a top of a mountain and do some sort of ritual or some sort of thing of some kind to give them out some sort of dream experience. I don't know. Make it convoluted enough that it's interesting, but not so convoluted that you have to look up a tutorial for it. Even though that's like kind of what people will do anyway. I think I've gotten to the point to where I don't really care about, you know, figuring things out for myself too much anymore. It's just like too much time in that. I just want to play the game. But yeah, like something like that for a Doom horse. Take them to a volcano. You know, have them level up on running on lava rocks or something like that. That'd be a great way to level up their Doom attribute as a courser horse. And then when the time comes, put them on an altar and see if something happens. You don't have to use the items or anything. Like, if anything, use the items once. And then once a week or something, if you really, really want to delay people based on time, once a week, you can put them on that tile thing. And if they're strong enough, and if they have the levels that they need, and all that stuff, it increases their chance percentage to just turn into the horse that you want, right? Rather than you're randomly going to get something. And I can see all people are like, oh wow, I finally got this thing. Look, I'm so special and different and unique and all that stuff, and I'm lucky. It's the big thing. I'm lucky that I got what I have. But I'd rather just earn what I have. Like, the leveling up system is cut and dry. You get to level 56, you get your awakening weapon. That's something I can work toward. I don't work toward a chance to get my awakening weapon. Because if I was doing that, then I was like, they probably invent a way for you to pay for it. And it's like, you know what? It would feel just as daunting and unappetizing to me as getting the dream horse and getting the mythical horse. If that's even in the consoles yet, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's in the consoles yet, but yeah, like, just create a cut and dry system. If X, then Y. If player is good, then player gets reward, not random stuff, probabilities. You know, I don't think that makes for a good experience as a player, in a sense. I can't speak to if it will be fun or not, but I can speak to it has been fun in other scenarios and other games. So yeah, like, level up your horse like a Pokemon and collect items and equip those items onto said horse, you know, to have the horse get stronger. And then the horse will be like so ridiculously good. You can have like 1,000 medals or something from doing horse racing or something like that. I don't know. And then like at that point, then it will be like, okay, you've done enough with your horse. Not you've done enough with your farm to feed the horse. Like, you have to get all the stone-tail fodder. You have to farm. Think about that. In order to make your horse a better horse, you have to be an expert farmer. I don't know how those two like professions kind of collide. And I understand that this game is supposed to be like an MMO in the sense that you don't have to be a good farmer. Other people have to be a good farmer. You just buy their wares because you're not a farmer, you're a tamer. You're a horse trainer, I mean. Like, that makes sense. That's, in all intents and purposes, that is the perfect system. But other people don't play the game like it. I hate it when games such as MMOs rely on player interaction at a very specific or certain level, because I can go to the market right now and I bet you there is some stone tail fodder, but it's like $500,000 each. And it's like, yo, okay, how do I get that money? You know? Or more than likely, because I feel like it's just a console thing, and maybe the game's a little old now, but like, you're not gonna find shit. Like, I hardly find things that I need on the marketplace. Like, it's difficult because no one wants to sell that stuff. They're keeping it for themselves. They want their own dream horses, right? They want their own stuff, or they sell like the highest level freaking Black Star. Why do they do that? I mean, at the same time, and for the same reason, why would they sell a level 1 Black Star if they can upgrade itself for more? You know? For billing. It's like, yo, it all comes back to, do you have enough money? Because if you don't, you're doing it yourself. And then, on the occasion where it's like, it doesn't matter how much money you have, no one's selling it. And then you're stuck with this very grindy system. Everything is a giant grind in its own right. And when you have to do 2, 3, or 4 or more of those grinds, outside of the one grind that you came to the game for or want to do, then it becomes a tedium. Because I don't want to farm. I don't have to be a farmer. But I am, because I want to be a good horse trainer. Because no one's selling the items I need. And no one's working with me. No one's working with me, and this game doesn't allow people to trade for the obvious reasons. They don't want people selling money online and all that stuff. Which is like, I see why they wouldn't want to do that, and I understand, and I completely can get behind that idea. But it devalues the experience. It's not even like the game developer's fault. It's the fault of the dirty underside of the community, which is like they're just ruining the fun for everyone else. I want to be able to trade, like, for example, I want, like, I have a little clan. I want to be able to be the horse trainer for my clan and give them horses. Or give them horses. Or if somebody's a farmer for the clan, I want them to be able to just farm me up some freaking stonetail fodder. Homie, give that shit to me. Or like a cook, give me some experience ups. No, they have to sell it on the global marketplace, where it can easily get snatched up. Or if not, I have to pay for it. And it's like, well, if you made it for me, then why are you making me pay for it? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, it's gonna be $5 billion. You know, like imagine I make a Corsa horse, or I accidentally get a dream horse that I don't want, right? Because I want the Adder. What if I get a D-Knight? And I'm like, I don't want a D-Knight. But I can give it to one of my clanmates who already has a male D-Knight and give them a female D-Knight so they can work toward their mythical D-Knight. Cool. Which is the easy part, by the way. It's like, cool. I can do that. But it's like, no, I can't. I can put it on the market and then be like, yeah, it's going to be $8 billion if you want it, clanmate. Congratulations, I gifted you with a bill. You know, like, it seems, it's so dumb. And I wish that wasn't the case. Oh, they're about to kill me. And I'm about halfway done. I still got 69 minutes. Ah, dope. We got to stay at that minute percentile for a long time. Just kidding, but. Oh, now someone else is here, killing them just as quickly, if not quicker. Oh wait, the person died. The person died. Oh no, where's the corpse? Where's the dead person? Did she die, or did she just zip off? I think she zipped off, because that group used to be alive. Okay. It was exciting for half a second. Oh yeah, that's a wizard, it looks like. Dropping people like hot potatoes. Unfortunate. I used to have this place myself. But it is what it is. I don't mind sharing, as long as they don't mind as well. But, yeah. Having a fun little, having a game like this, and extracting out all of the monetization, design features, and having a trading system, like, if I were to surmise an $1,000 game where people can get things relatively easily because nothing is focused on monetization, and people can freely trade with one another, would I run into people making accounts, staying level 1, just so they can advertise free black market in-game currency on their websites? Do they, I mean, as a businessman in that reality, I wouldn't be complaining, honestly. Like, as a businessman, like, oh, someone paid $1,000 to try to sell my in-game currency. I've made it. Where's my martini? I want to get on my private jet and go to my mansion island, you know? People are paying money to sell my fake money. But in reality, like, I don't think, as a gamer, that would be fucking annoying. And I don't think that would happen anyway, because how long would it be until you get a return on investment? You know, as a person selling fake money, my game money. You have to spend $1,000. Then you have to convince people to pay you money for the silver in the game. It would take you, I don't know how much money those guys make, honestly, off of that, trying to put food on the table type work for their kids. Talking about scalpers. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know how much they make, so I couldn't say if that would be a successful venture or not. I hope it's not, but I don't think I'd run into that issue with people like trading with each other, because like how many people would buy the game seriously? I'm like cutting out a large gamer base, which, you know, at first would be a really stupid, it seems like a really stupid idea, but at the same time, frame it this way. What if instead of paying $1,000 off the bat, off the rip, off the jump, straight up, 100%, you can do like a payment plan? Then I ask, what is more favorable? A payment plan that ends, or a subscription that doesn't? Final Fantasy 14, you have to pay a subscription. I think, do you have to do that with World of Warcraft? I think you have to do that with World of Warcraft. But Final Fantasy 14, you have to pay a subscription forever in order to play the game, right? In order to get access to the game. Whereas, with a highly expensive game with a payment plan, you only have to pay until it runs out. There's no like interest free. We're not a bank. We're not trying to get all your money like with all those little tricks and schemes. But oh my god, my health. Oh no. Hopefully that's not a back attack. Okay. But like, yeah. Eventually the subscription ends. After like 3 months, the game is free now, you know? But at that point, like, people wouldn't be able to back out. Like, people could back out of the game, perhaps? Back out of the payment plan, you know? So that's like, I don't know. You could back out of a mortgage if you wanted to, if we're gonna go out of that pessimistic of a view. But yeah, like that's just like a cool thought. Ooh. Oh, she's back. She's killing Pope. I'm gonna jump ahead of her. Anyway. Yeah, like I pay $1,000 for a game like that. I imagine like the things I like about Final Fantasy, Elder Scrolls Online. I like the blacksmithing system. I remember liking it a lot because it was a lot like Skyrim. Plus or minus a few things. I like that idea, those aspects, like taking some things from Black Desert, just cobbling them all together, and taking out some of the monetization that they like doing in those games. And it's like, boom, you throw out a big old game. The only thing is, continuous support might not be there because there is no... The only way to get money at that point with a game like that is to get more people to buy the game. Which, if it's such a high price point, then you're in a negative space in order to be getting extra money, so you're not going to be very profitable in that regard. So you would have to like stop supporting the game at some point. You'd run out of money at some point, which is a very negative thing. So how would you combat that? I don't know. I have no idea. Let me try to think about it, because like how some games that are like free and whatever support themselves and selling the cosmetics, right? Well, how can you make money without compromising the game quality, or you know, yeah, without compromising the game quality, putting a bad taste in your players' mouths? You can do a donation type thing, maybe. Donate to pay for this game, and you plant a tree in the Amazon rainforest or something like that. That's a very weak one. But other ways to monetize a game, maybe have companion games or games that accompany it, that do require a subscription, but then that's pay to win, isn't it? Because if you have a companion game, like my thought was, you have a companion game, right? Like say something on your phone. It's like, yeah, if you play the phone game, you can transfer that over to your main game. But in order to have the phone game, you have to pay for the phone game. That means, in other words, pay for this app, get free shit. Pay to win. So it's like that doesn't. You can't really do it that way. How would you monetize? How would you continue to support a game that you're no longer receiving money for? Because you're gonna have to pay the developers. You're gonna have to pay all the engineers. How do you pay them? You guys heard. How do you continue to pay for a game that you're no longer receiving money for? The World of Warcraft probably is the best example. They just created expansions. The expansions that they made always added something great new to the game. I can't speak too much on them because I haven't played World of Warcraft that much. Like I made it to like component and I stopped playing because it just wasn't my type of game. Like you can't please everyone. So like it wasn't my kind of game and I just couldn't take it anymore. But anywho, yeah, like you have to release an expansion and have people pay for it, which I feel like that would be a lot of controversy. People who've already paid $1,000 for the game, like stretching their wallets for that, and then saying, "Oh yeah, we got an expansion now. It's $250." Like or like even a $30, $40 expansion. It would be a slapping them in the mouth for sure, because that's just like more money. Are you serious? How greedy are you? These companies are evil. Stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, I can see the resentment and I can understand both sides, but we gotta make money somehow, right? Like maybe introduce a mode that is separate from the main game, but like the only thing you get from this mode are cosmetics, and then start throwing some pay for it stuff in there, right? Or to enter to have your game featured. Ooh, how about this? How about this? Okay, so there's guilds, right? You can have guilds in the game because if you're not an MMO if you can't have guilds, player-led guilds. Say for example, kind of drawing back on the conversation a couple of streams ago, where it was like, I couldn't call it the seminar of the conversations. Anyway, you can have a game that has player or computer-owned guilds, and these computer-owned guilds generate content based on what they do and how they react in the game, right? And they start having NPC, they start having control over the game. Say, for example, your guild's so big that it controls this region. That's kind of typical, right? But what if you create a costume for your army, and then you start having the town guards dress like your guild? Your NPCs start being generated with your guild name on them, or they start doing things in the name of your guild, or like things start happening around the game world in association with the guild's power, much like a dynasty would. Like your troops are everywhere and stuff like that, or like areas are being subjugated by your army, or you're getting extra money from the town, and you get imposed taxes, and your guild gets more money based off of that. Like a dragon comes, and then your guild, not the actual players, but like the computers, generate a little guild army, and they go and fight it that you can join in. So like other players can join in on the fight, but you're doing it in support as a rogue player or as a mercenary for the big guild, right? So the content starts getting generated around the NPC guild, and then that shit happens. Say for example, a guild scientist creates an apocalypse, and then you have to stop the apocalypse. The apocalypse will be known in the annals of history as that guild's name Apocalypse, and then like content, quests, and stuff like that after that point could be made using that as part of the lore. Oh, when this guild did the apocalypse, this and that happened. Quest, content, based off of that. So that's, you're continuing the content, and it's an evolving world based off of what the NPCs do, the NPC guild. Now, here comes the payment part. Let the players do that too, right? Which seems like a kind of a stab in the back. I would hope that you would be able to do that from the beginning, but player-owned guild now has access to all the same features. If a player-owned guild is big enough, they are eligible to access the same level of game-changing events, right? But in order to earn that title, that badge, that, you know, ability to affect the game world in massive ways and generate expansions with their names on it, they have to pay. The guild has to pay. Doesn't matter how it gets paid or who pays it, but the guild has to pay in order to potentially affect the future of the game state. You know, say for example something similar or akin to, I want to say Burning Legion. I don't know too much about it. I only did a couple of dungeons in there. But say for example the sky turns blue and everything's underwater all of a sudden, and there's boats flying in the air. All boats can fly now, and that's just like an event that happens in the world, but only happens if a guild spawned the event or a guild done an action. I'm thinking like members of that guild can start a war with the NPCs, and if they defeat an NPC guild, then like you can completely level cities. Like say for example, Altanova is the closest to the guild right now. A guild can completely destroy Altanova City, or they can like, the guild takes over and makes the decision to modernize the city in a Calpheon style. So like then the city gets redesigned with a Calpheon style or twist by the game developers in response to the guild's choice to do so. And then that becomes an expansion. The city gets their name on it, or whatever name that they decide. As long as it's not like something stupid. Like they have to, it has to be lore friendly, not like, oh, Penis Munchers, Penis Munchers City from Gotham. Like no, like name it something lore friendly, and it would be accepted by the developers, right? It would go through a process, a registration process, something like that, right? And the guild decides on it. The guild shoots out that name, and then the developers accept said name, make changes to the game to reflect what choices that were made by the player guild, and then in the next expansion, which would be free at that point, then they have the ability to like experience it, like make sure you're, say for like my clan name is Obsidian Cross, right? So let's say I take over Altanova, my guild does, and we decide, okay, we're gonna remake the city with a Calpheon architecture style, which, you know, would be out of place, but start planting trees and start making things look pretty, right? And it's not up to me how exactly it looks. It's just like that general broad stroke of I want it to look like this, whatever. And that is the decree to the builders in the city after you've taken it over. And then it's like, let's rename the city. It's no longer Altanova. We're going to call it the Obsidian City. Keep it simple or something stupid. The developers accept it, and they get to work on the next expansion, which would be the Obsidian City. You know, and then there's going to be a bunch of quests in there about people, like NPCs and whatever, adjusting to their new lives under their new masters or whatever, or a rebellion forming against the Obsidian City, which would be against the player guild, which, if they're paying to be a part of like the actual like evolution of the game, I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 players that are ridiculously active, like almost to the point where they act like they can pay for it, like people do doing with games anyway. And then I'm sure there'll be streamers. I'm sure there'll be, like, not to get all super political or anything, that might, like, more or less generate jobs around this game where, like, oh, I'm a streamer for this guild. Please support me so we can change the game to how we want the game to be. And then there's, like, you know, there'll be whole camps around guilds of who do you want to support? Who do you want to see to be the king of this country or continent or something? Like, what do you want to see in the game? And that's how players can vote a little more actively toward, you know, how they want the game to be. Because right now, say for example, like Black Desert, I want this change, I want that, I want the horses to be easier to get. I want all that. Like, anyone and everyone can say exactly that, and nothing will change. Because there is no power in voting or making changes to the game that a player can get unless they're really loud or they somehow bend the ear of the company. At least as far as I'm tracking. Maybe guilds do have like an impact or a presence, but they kind of don't as far as I'm tracking. Like, if my intuition is correct, it doesn't matter what your guild is, how big it is, what it does. You're not going to change the game, right? But imagine guilds can do that in the $1,000 game, right? That would be something that you should have to pay for, you know. And players will probably get behind that idea of, if I join this guild, if we work together and we get these chances, we can add, I don't know, centaurs or naga or a different type of monster to the game, or a different mob, or like we can create a new continent or discover a new continent, whatever. Like, you did, the developers would create a bunch of options, so it'll be like you would have a choice on what you can do but not really choose from this list type stuff. And it would be like an unstructured list, like, oh, you can make changes to this game in terms of, would you like to set sail and create a new ocean or whatever, or not create and discover new lands? Do you want to build a new city? Do you want to have your scientists work on or invent or experiment with the animals of the land? Or do you want to dig for gold in this area? You know, all stuff like that. Creating a new zone, a new city, a new, completely new continent. You know, like, oh, do you want them to focus on horses and create dream horses or something like that? That content would feel like it came from the players, not from the game just, you know, existing and the developers like, what do we do next? And then they create something. Like, the players, in essence, would feel like they had an impact in it if they're a part of the guild. Even if they weren't part of the guild, they know that a guild made that decision. And then the guild's name would be on it. So, like, they would forever be immortalized in the, say for example, Obsidian Cross. Did he throw a spear? The Obsidian Cross has like a dream, created the dream horse. Like, we are going to have our horse trainers and our alchemists work together to make the best horse in the world. And then dream horses come out of it. And then you get to name what the dream horses are. You're like, well, we're going to call this an obsidian horse because we have no creativity. So, like, you get the obsidian horse, and then it's like forever, like, oh yeah, I got my obsidian horse. Every player is going to want an obsidian horse because it's a better version of the horse. My guild created that. It's in the name, you know? We have obsidian horse. And then you, like, you know, you get the perks of winning the war or doing whatever you need to do in order to achieve that. You got the obsidian horse, you get a free one, right? You've unlocked it, right? You get the origin suit, you know? So stuff like that. I think that would be a great way to monetize the game by not stretching the wallets of the individual, but stretching the wallets of the guild. And then at that point, you probably could make it be like a little higher than normal. Like, say for example, you can pay like monthly, like a subscription thing, but the whole guild has to pay it, and then the guild leader can divvy out payments to different guild members so they can all maintain their end of the subscription, or they can probably do that personally or something like that. I don't know how involved I would want the game to be involved with that, or the company to be involved with that, because if you start creating systems around payments and appending it to different people, things probably would get very legal, very sticky and messy. Probably best is to let the players handle who pays for it or not. But yeah, you do something like that, then you can charge like $200 a month, $300 a month, because the assumption is the guild's big enough for multiple people to all be putting their money together in order to affect the game, right? And in order to maintain your position, you have to keep up that payment or something like that. So I think that would be a great way to still maintain the same strategy of pay big money so we can make a better game, while not, compromising the game, right? It's a benefit. Run. I nearly used up 200 experience. Nice. Got all my health back. Alright, I almost used up all my experience. I meant to say I almost used up all my potions again. So this plays hard, as in these guys hit hard, and I don't know how to get out the way, apparently. Evidently. But yeah, I think that would be a great way to solve the continuous development cycle, right? Like, of course, you have the normal things like, event items and stuff like that. It would be cooler if, like, on a smaller scale, players can control events in terms of, same way. Like, events will happen until the company runs out of money, or until a guild invents a holiday. Just invents it. They can do all the brainstorming for you. Say this holiday is going to be about, I don't know, riding centaurs, and it's called the Russ of Taurus Day. Instead of like the bull thing where everyone runs from the bulls, a whole bunch of dudes run around shirtless and try to mount as many centaurs as they can and stay on for as long as they can without getting murdered, And that would be like it's probably like a drinking festival. Everyone gets drunk and like stupid stuff. In reality, but in the game, it'd probably just be like an event quest that you can do, and you get special items to do it. And then I like the idea of involving drinks or something like that. And then the more you drink, the more liquid courage you get. But if you drink too much, you get sick, and then all your abilities and stats go down like dramatically. You start stumbling heavy, and then you won't be able to participate in the rest of the event because you're too drunk. But then when you drink the right amount of liquid courage, then your stats increase to some level. Like you don't feel as much pain, I guess. I don't know if that's a thing with alcoholism, but yeah, that would be like an event made by a guild who is paying for the game to continue. Right? Stuff like that. And like, yes, you won't bleed money out of every single individual, but I feel like it's a better solution, a better alternative to aiming after whales. You're aiming after a whale group. Or that group probably has a whale or two in it, and they'll pay for most of it. Some people get really serious about the game. Like, controlling a guild, like a big guild, is some actual work, man. Like, it's not. I have give credit to the people who actually do that, because it's almost like a real job minus the money. How much work you have to do in order to maintain a guild of such nature, of such size, you know? And like allowing the players to have control over the game state as the cycle continues, I think that's amazing. Like, I want there to be 3 mountains. Just add 3 mountains to the middle of the map in the shape of a penis. Then that'll get denied, but like then we can add a mountain range for you though. You just can't be in the shape of a penis. It's like, okay, cool. So they add a mountain range and they, create some story. Like, the magicians of this guild wanted to bring up more minerals or create a suitable environment for dragons. Some sort of, you can pull anything you want out of your ass. And then be like, yo, they created there's a whole cutscene. However much money the company will end up having, create a cutscene for it, like immortalize one of the characters or something. Like the guild chooses who they want to immortalize in the cutscene, and then they grab that character and they put that character in the cutscene. That customized character, they put that person in the cutscene. They name the person, like Ben Gregoria of the Obsidian Cross, then ordered, and then that's lore. That's canon. That's in the game forevermore. Like, you're gonna do a quest. Like, every player that has to play through the game and plays the story will see that Ben Gregoria of Obsidian Cross ordered the creation of mountains and got the magician on it or something like that. And that's something that no MMO, as far as I know, has done in such a consistent and obvious level that made it worth the hassle and worth the payment to have that stuff created. To my knowledge, I'm sure it exists, but to such an extent, I do not know. I think that would be the dopest, opa-dope. And there you go, bing bada boom. You pay $1,000 for the game. That's gonna keep those losers who want to charge you money for the trading system, and that's going to keep the game from having to do all this gotcha, doing all this microtransaction bullshit that they are kind of quote-unquote forced to do in order to make the level of money that the industry demands in order to stay afloat or something. I don't know. Maybe they just want extra money. Because I guess games are harder to make than they were before. Like Mario 64 was a hella easier game to make than Black Desert Online for sure. But yeah, have something like that system in there. Have it be super expensive. The people who play it will probably love it because they spend $1,000 on it, and they can't sit there and say, "Oh, this is a shitty game." It's like, then why did you pay for it? Why don't you just look at a review and not get it? They're the dumbass, not the company. So they're probably like, "Yeah, this game's great. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid." They gave $1,000 for the Kool-Aid. They're gonna enjoy that Kool-Aid. So you get people to pay for money. That unfortunately excludes a lot of people who would enjoy the game. But it precludes a lot of all that crap that I literally just mentioned about the monetization features and making the game boring on purpose so that you can pay to make it fun. Stuff like that. That was another video I saw on YouTube. See what I did there? Another video I saw on YouTube. It was about Genshin Impact, back when I was playing that a lot. Or I just, probably because I was playing it a lot, it was showing up on my feed. Where the guy was like, "Why are games free now?" It's like, well, playing Genshin Impact is like almost a AAA game. Almost, pretty much a AAA game. It's a great game. It's good stuff. And it's like, okay, cool. Do you want to play, eventually, do you want to play with the shiny object syndrome, like the shiny new cookie or whatever the characters he meant? Like, you want to play as a shiny cookie, or do you want to play as the chewed off crumpled bread for free? Like, and then you have to choose between that. So that's why, like, that's just the system. I think they give you the free stuff to get you invested in the game, and then they shove the pay for stuff down your throat, or the paid stuff down your throat with the, oh man, it'd be so much easier if you just pay. You want D-Loop? You want to get D-Loop? You gotta give us money, and then we won't even give you a guarantee. You're paying for a promise that will never be kept. Not never, but has a random chance of being kept. Like, oh no, they didn't pay for D-Loop, because if they paid for D-Loop, we would give it to them. We don't sell D-Loop. We sell Prime Gems. They paid for Prime Gems. They didn't pay for no D-Loop. So they didn't do nothing wrong, technically. Yeah. A game that costs $1,000 hopefully will be enough money to just keep that from even being a problem. Like, you don't even need to do that. Right? And then at that point, you can do the continuous evolution, you know, of content, or continuous content generation, by having the big guilds pay. And then if no big guilds pay, then there simply won't be any new content, right? There'll be like drip, drip, dribble as new players give more money to the game company to continue working it. But as soon as, you know, players stop playing, the game starts getting stale to some people, the content will not come in, and it can't come in when the game dies. Good things sometimes have to come to an end. Like, props to World of Warcraft, as much as that game isn't for me, for staying open, for staying alive for as long as it currently is. Like, it is an OG, triple OG type game. Woo, see that? Got so much airtime for no reason. But yeah, that game has lived. Some may say way too long, but that game was able to exist for as long as it did. And props to it. Props. But sometimes good games need to die. Need to stop playing or stop working. Terra was shut down. I liked Terra when I was playing it. If I were to go back and play Terra again, I would not like it. I think it's some of the systems that they employed and some of the things that they've done were great for the time they existed, but now have been replicated to hell, or a superior system has come out, or the game is no longer to my liking in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, it was a good game, but it's over now. And if that's the fate of the $1,000 game, then that's just the unfortunate fate of the $1,000 game. There's no way around it, you know. The people who played it, I hope they enjoyed it, but it's time to move on, play something else, you know. And like, I don't know, I feel like that would be a great way to have an MMO that can be what the players want, because like, let me think about this before I say it. I don't know if it's the case, right? But maybe like the MVP of Middle Viral Park, like Ark Survival Evolved, for example, that game was in development, early access for a long time. And they were charging people out the yin-yang because while they were doing it. That's a whole separate controversy. But it was in early access. Were they using that time to finish the game, or were they using that time to see what the players wanted and then developing around that, like those needs and wants? Because I feel like a lot of the MMOs, they just go and they create what they want to create, and then they figure out if the player likes it later, right? Like, I'm not sure, I'm probably wrong. I'm probably 100% wrong, because that's just a very dumb thing to do from every standpoint that you possibly think of. But like, I can imagine that being the case for some of the studios making games. And it's like, yeah, that's unfortunate, because if the game is made for the people you're trying to make it for, then you would want to kind of develop it with their wants and desires in mind, right? Which I get it. It's a hard thing to like surmise, especially when the game's not out yet. But like as the people are playing the game, discover what they want, and then it turns into more or less their game than it is your game. The owner fragment. Huh. I remember that being important for something. I only got one of them my whole time here. Anyway. Yeah, like, I forgot what my whole point was in saying that, but like, the $1,000 game died, and, you know, people who enjoyed it, I hope they enjoyed it for real, and I hope that we would have the opportunity to shape the game the way they wanted the game to be played, the way they wanted it to be. You know, after it comes out and they're like, I like this, I like this, I don't like this, I wish that would change. That's something that I hope it would change. And like the big guilds and stuff like that would probably assist in that, right? Like, there'd be a laundry list of your guild has completed this objective, this grand objective, right? What would you like to do? And then the whole point would be, at that point, you know, not to force it on people, but low-key force it on people. Guilds, they're a dime a dozen. I would like to see the game, the $1,000 game that is, be a place where there are major guilds, like 3, 4, 5 major guilds. These guilds that pay the subscription service, you know, and then all the players just fall into those major guilds rather than, oh, I want to create my own little shit guild. That's fine. Like, you can make your own little shit guild, but you won't be contributing anything to the game. So the point, or the hope is, players who want to contribute something to the game, they go and join those bigger guilds, right? And those bigger guilds, as they help them progress to their desired ultimate goal so they can influence the next expansion, they just get a lot more players, and then the game becomes funner for other people because, or for everyone, because the people playing it are not only playing for themselves, but they're playing for their guild to represent their side of the thing. Like, I'm thinking like For Honor. You know, For Honor is not, you know, the game that we're thinking of, but it encapsulates what I'm trying to say here. Is you start off with 3 different, in the beginning anyway, I know that they're going to have different shit in it now, but in the beginning there were 3 different tribes and camps. You can be a Nord, you can be a knight, or you can be a samurai, right? You can be of those 3 clan type people. So already you were split up into 3 major guilds, and you had to pick one, but you didn't have to play or like be a slave to the guild or do everything for the guild. Or you could if you wanted to, or you can just dig off and do your own thing. But when it came time to these 3 guilds are doing shit, or like these people are fighting each other, or there's a guild war going on, you can be involved in it somehow. I think ESO did the same thing, to where you had to choose. You started off in whatever country or whatever, and you were part of that pack, guild, alliance. And that way, when it came time to do the guild war stuff, whenever you wanted to be involved in that, you had a side to be on. And you didn't like, oh, I want to play it, but my guild's a total of 4 people, 2 of us being active players, you know? And that kind of like locks you out of a lot of content because you just don't fit the requirements in order to do it. So the big guilds just turn into where you can go to access more of the PvP or competitive or like bigger, larger scale PvE content, right? Because then that would, I don't know, it might foster a little better or more of a community type aspect to the game, just like it was in the old days. But doing that, like randomizing quest finder or party finder stuff, it could, you know, it's to combat that a little bit. I know the quest finder stuff is useful, But some things are like guild specific. This game is a great example of that as well. Like there's some things that you can only do while you're in a guild. Like doing giant guild quests and getting guild skills. And I don't want to play with other people necessarily in order to get that. But if I was forced into a guild who already had those perks or who already was that good or blah blah blah, then I'd be in a great deal. Because then I can like, oh yeah, since I was forced to, or since it makes the most sense for me to do it, you know, it doesn't feel like I'm sacrificing my individuality or freedom, whatever keeping people in guild. I just don't want to be responsible for a lot of extra stuff. I just want to get on and play the game when I want to play the game. But like joining these big guilds, it's like I have a chance to vote on certain things that I want to change in the game, because I would imagine the guild would have to vote, like set up a voting system to where like whatever the guild wants is a collective vote of what the players in the guild want. So there'll be a voting period upon completion of the ultimate event. It'll be like, cool. You can be a part of that. You can get some of the guild skills and stuff like that. But you don't necessarily have to know somebody. You don't necessarily have to make friends. And you can be a nobody inside of the guild that nobody knows. You can be assigned that you can assign yourself a job in the guild or something like that, and help other people out. Receive assistance from guild mates or something random, like regular guild stuff. But it kind of removes that initial friction of players who like playing by themselves, like me, from joining something like that that has all that extra content in it that I'm just simply missing out on, because I don't really want to be involved with other people, you know. And I can, like, theoretically, I can join a guild and not be involved with the guild. But if the guild's super huge, and like the limit of said guild is increased upon paying the little bounty or little extra money thing, then there wouldn't be that much of a pressure on, hey, we need you to do things, or we're gonna kick you out of the guild, or you need to play a certain role, or we're gonna kick you out of the guild. None of that pressure on you, because those bigger guilds will just be so big that the people who are or do want to do stuff will just keep doing stuff. The people who don't want to do stuff, who just want to chill, they can do whatever they want until they want to be involved, and they can join certain modes, like guild related modes, when they want to get involved, if they feel so inclined to do so, and not feel like they're letting down their whole ass team by not, showing up, shit like that. But, that's how I feel anyway in guilds. The guilds that like have a certain number of people, like I have to do something for the guild. Like this is for the guild, not for me. And the guild wants help with this, and I have to help the guild. Because guilds they're big, but they're small at the same time. And then eventually, when they start going, we're like, oh yeah, who's best for the guild? Who's best for the guild? They start kicking out the people who just don't provide for the guild. And the bigger guilds probably, you'd have to put it in there somehow, like give them more incentive to retain people, whether they're useful or not, rather than kicking them out. Like, again, I don't know why I'm bringing up politics, but like in America, Democrats and Republicans, right? You don't get kicked out of being a Democrat because you don't vote or you don't show up to their rallies. They don't kick you out of the political party or leaning or whatever the hell you call those things. That's not what happens. That's not what they do. Right? You identify as that person. You're part of said guild, and whenever you feel like going around and flaunting your political opinions people, then yeah, you can do so, and you can be more involved with said guild if you want to. So like I wanted to be more or less like that, in the sense that those big guilds, you can say, oh yeah, I am a Cowboys fan. That's the name of the guild, is a Cowboys fan. But anyway, yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. But I don't watch it. I don't go to the sport. I don't do any of that stuff. But at some point, you can be like, oh, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm going to fight Obsidian Cross because I'm a Cowboys fan or not an Obsidian Cross member, right? And then you can do that and be part of said guild war or guild competition, like friendly crafting competitions, like the best blacksmith competition. I don't know where I'm going. I know you're asking that question in your mind. I'm asking the same question. I just got bored fighting centaurs, and I just wanted to see if there was another area I can explore and do something with, around, and just getting lost a little bit. Having a good time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong. Let's see. And I'm up in the sky now. I kind of what? What the fuck? Now I'm stuck. Game. How do I? How do I get down now? Okay, wish me luck. Wish me luck. Ah, I need it. I need the luck. I didn't get hurt at all. I can fly. Oh. Okay. Here's a group of people. I have no empty slots in my inventory. Isn't that insane? That's something that I didn't expect to see. Maybe. What's this? Open it. No empty slots. Can't do it. I got snake meat. I got lizard meat. Can drop that. I got random old tree bark. Drop that real quick. What are these? Okay, hang on. Why do I have to kill these people? Well, maybe I can make use of the last 19 minutes. Oh, destroyed their summoning circle. I'm already having more fun fighting these guys. Don't ask me why. I can't explain the machinations of my own mind. But I feel like it's because there's a lot of them, and I like hitting a lot of people at once. And I don't have to. I mean, they are hurting. Don't get me wrong. Get my ass whooped. But I feel like I'm getting my ass whooped in the way that it's gentler. I remember fighting in this area. This is way back in the PC video days when I was playing as my warrior. The only level 56 person I had for a long time. Oh. Ha! Someone stunned me! I don't like it anymore. Those damn berserkers. The one move that can get me murdered is a freaking stun. They are weaker than the centaurs, I feel, anyway. They may completely incorrect assumption. Where are these guys coming from? Yeah. I think having a $1,000 game, it probably wouldn't go anywhere Because like video games, I imagine, and I pretty much know at this point, are a pain in the ass to develop and create and push out to the world. Like that process in and of itself is enough to kill most would-be games before they even see the light of day. Because at that point, no one's paying you to make the game. You're just making it, hoping that you'll make your money back. Whose money? Who paid for it? Who's paying staff? Who's paying all this stuff? You got a business loan, right? You got to pay back the bank. Something like that, something or another. You know, it's like that's what the. That's just a bunch of problems. You know, one-on-one with me, the Dragon Knight. Yeah. This is good. Look, they're nice. They're clustered up in nice groups. I can just run in, do a couple of skills, kill the whole group. Like I don't have to kind of group the group together to make a large enough group to make it work my skills. No, they're a nice little tiny group. I can just run here, bloom, bloom, bloom. You have to say bloom every time. Bloom. You know, it makes it more worthwhile when you make your own sound effects when you hit stuff. Bloom. And like, I just come in here, kill him, and we're good. Move on to the next one. I feel like with the centaurs, there's like onesie twosies, and then there's like small groups, and then there's onesie twosies some more. So there's always someone chasing you that's outside of the range of your attack because they're behind you or to the side, or they're still working their way over. What the hell? It's the shield people who are freaking telling me. Bloom. Let's see. Cardi? Cardi? Let's say Cardi B. I got experience. Alright. That was a good run. I think I'm gonna forego the rest of the experience time. Only because I think I hit my limit for today in terms of blabbing and in terms of like just playing, grinding, you know. You can only grind for so long before you're dying on the inside just a little bit. That's what happened to me right now. I need to go back to Altanova and talk to that little lady. I think she's right next to the stable. Tertina, whatever her name is. Currently no mount. Did my mount die? Ah, Cindy. God dang it, Cindy. How was I not paying attention? I wonder at what point did she die? So now I have to go to the nearest stable and get Cindy back. Don't mind me, sir. I'm just minding my own business. I said don't mind me. Okay, whatever. Oh, my horsey died. That's a shame. You know what I think happened? I think that that witch, she pulled the mob and then wasn't able to kill them, or purposefully pulled the mob and then they attacked my horse and killed it. Which it probably will tell me the whole time, your mount's in danger. Your mount's getting attacked. Your mount is, and I was just ignoring it the whole time because I wanted to talk about video game industry stuff. But hey, is what it is, right? No big deal. I think I have a death reset coupon. Might drop another hundo on this game, you know what I mean? No. reserve money. Do I know about these groups? I feel like I don't hit that section. That's a different section. Huh. Well, anyway. Yeah. That's pretty much it, man. If I become a game developer, I would love I would love to make games for the sake of making games that I would enjoy, right? Because focusing on making money, that's when things get a little complex, things get a little silly, things get a little unnecessary, and then you care about if people like your game or not and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't really care if people like my games or not. I want to like my games, period. Right? I want to like my games. I want it to be fun for me. I have to, before I even touch the game, create what I envision the game to be, and then go after. Because like in the middle of making the game, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna hate it and not like it. Like, oh, this is not good enough, yada yada yada. But as long as I stay true to the vision, you know, then the game will turn out the way I want it. And then you gotta be rich to do this kind of stuff, I feel like. And then like, after I have all the stuff ready, after I made the game the way I want it, I don't have to worry about making money off of it because I'm rich or something like that. Or because, you know, yeah, that's the only reason, because I'm rich. I can sell it for whatever price I want, whatever the median price is. I don't care. I don't care if people like it. I don't care if people are giving me extra microtransaction money off of it, stuff like that. Don't care about any of it. All I care about is if I like playing the game. If I like playing the game, then after I make it, a few years after I make it or something like that, I can come back to it and be like, ha ha ha, this is fun, you know? Like, and then work on the next one. And then I have a whole bunch of games that I would like to play. I would love to create a Skyrim clone that is good enough to me to where it's like I'm playing Skyrim. You know, I love this. Because if I picked up Skyrim right now, I'd probably be playing that thing for fucking years. And years and years and years and years and years. Because I create new characters and I just play out this whole persona with them and play as a character for no reason. You know, that's just like what I like to do. And like, if I were to make something like that, I'd return to that game and I'd play it. And it would be fun for me. You know, it would be the worst thing on Steam. I don't care. I could, if I even publish it, you know. Like, it would just be a fun game that I would enjoy. And it's just like, as long as, I feel like the way the technology in the future is going is that video games are going to become easier and easier for smaller and smaller teams to make. Right? So if the game becomes easier, or making games becomes easier, you don't need as much work, you don't need as much expertise, you use AI, you can work online with other people or any number of things. Then it's like, why not make whatever you want, you know? Like, I will be able to make those games with less money, less hassle, you know, and I'll be better off for it. Okay, you're going the opposite direction of where I want you to go. That's not where you're going to go. Straight into the centaurs fighting the people, and I want to go. Take me to the stable over here, man. What the hell? How was that the nearest stable? They ain't thinking. But anyway. Yeah. I'd play those games. I'd play my games. I would get to that point. After I've made my millions through whatever means, not whatever means necessary, but by whatever means I come about doing it, then I can just be a game developer for fun. You know? Do a devlog. I don't know. Make YouTube videos about it. Not because I have to, not because I need to, not because I'm trying to make money off of YouTube or anything, but because I want to, and just be like, this is This is the legacy that I'm leaving behind, is my ability to make video games. Like having fun while doing it. This developing cool shit. I think that would be great. That's a great life. Make some serious money. And then just spend your life doing what you want. You know? Because, like, thinking about the question, what do you do after you get rich? Because a lot of people, and I think I mentioned this before already, but a lot of people, like, after they get rich, they're just, like, they don't know what to do with themselves. Like, oh, I sold my business for $415 million, whatever. And after a month, they're like, I get it, stir crazy. I was sitting around the house for a month. I didn't know what I was doing. No one wanted to talk to me anymore. I wasn't important. I wasn't a businessman anymore. No one cared. And I was just sitting around doing nothing, being nothing, getting fat. And they're like, oh, I need to do something else. And then they end up creating another business or something like that. I have my plan. When I make my millions and millions and millions and millions, and all that stress is finally over. Just like Thanos, he just wanted to be a farmer or something. After he did all that he did, he just started farming. And then, based on that, and only that, he lived out his life until he was murdered. It's like, yeah, that's what I'd do. Not murder a bunch of people or half the planet, but I have my plan. I have my destiny fulfilled. 204. Let's see how much I got. 79 million. 79 million. That's nearly 2 hours of that. So that's a good amount, I suppose. Did I take out my horse? I did. You were killed there, buddy. I'm running off in a direction. Why am I running off in a direction? I wanted to do something that had to do with talking to one of these people. I forgot what it was. Let's return to Jetina. And promptly in the stream, so I may sit around and complain about how hungry I am to my lovely wife. Yeah, hopefully my millions is made with my current business, selling stuff to build out a gaming room. I hear the term battle station a lot now, so like making your battle station, but more than just that, the area surrounding it, like the whole room itself, really turning it into a chill spot that you can coexist, and just play games in. You know, like that whole setup, more of a furniture-based thing than anything else. Like a home decor, room decor, all designed for the gamer, right? So like that's the whole like idea behind Gamer Dungeon incorporated like the business. So like throwing that shit, like getting this off the ground and turning it into something that is worth something, like big name. I wouldn't mind selling it because that's the plan. Shoot, I only hope that I can sell it for as much as I'm looking for. If I'm selling it in a way that I have at least 40 and even better 50 million in my pocket, personal pocket, then I'm happy. Don't need anything else. I can go back to the, or not go back to, I can resume my plan to live a good life as a indie game developer for fun. You know, like if I can get the business to the point, I don't know how much money the business has to be sold for in order for me to end up with that much money as the founder and the owner and the CEO and all that junk, but a couple of $100 million I would have assumed. And after all the taxes and all the bills and all the what's left in my pocket has to equate to 40 to 50 million. And that's it. Like They're like, oh, that's it. You're asking for half the planet of money. It's not a lot of other people be trying to go for, that's for sure. But yeah. Then I guess live out the rest of my life. I wanted to buy a private island, live on the island, but maybe that's a little too grandiose. And I imagine like getting the facility set up on said island would probably be more of a pain than it is anything else. Thank you for preparing this reward for me. Now I have to do it just, every day for the next 30 days. It is a horrible subjugation quest. How many do I have to kill? And she gives me 155 concentrating griffin. What are griffins bosses? Do griffins give you some sort of equipment? Something to think on. Interesting. Okay. What's next? How do I want to spend the rest of my AFK day in this game? Can't really spend it on too much, especially if it costs energy to do. Let me think. Can't necessarily train this horse anymore. Okay, I'm gonna take her back to Stone Tail Ranch and I'll figure it out. But for this stream, that's it, man. That's all I got. Let's get out of here. Oh no, I'm gonna fall into the water. Why? Run the directed auto path as I tell you. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, listening to me ramble. My words of ignorance rather than wisdom, because I know nothing about the industry to such a level or degree. But thank you anyway for listening, hanging out, watching me play the game mindlessly and do Black Desert things. Tomorrow will probably be the same thing. Maybe in order to like keep the time within like how I want it to be, because it's like 2 hours 40 minutes we're going on right now. I probably should switch to a game that's like more story based, or more like I can stop anytime I want because I'm not stuck to an in-game timer of experience extra or whatever this game likes to do. So I'll go with that. If the screen was looking a little weird or looking a little better today, please let me know. You can follow, subscribe to all the social media things. I'm Gamer Dungeon on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, it's your boy Ben Stamos, Ben Simus. So you can follow me on there. I do have a website, gamer-dungeon.com, and you can check out my product on Amazon. I'm selling a headphone stand right now just to start that whole Gamer Dungeon, not monopoly, but Gamer Dungeon ecosystem. There you go. So yeah, please check that out. There should be a link on most of my social medias, if not all of them. If you don't see a link or anything like that, please send me a message, let me know. I can get that fixed for you. But please check it out. It would be a great help. Even a like or comment, subscribe, any of those things. Those are great help. But the greatest help would be supporting me out by buying one of my products, if you feel so inclined. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, your patience, I guess. But I will see you hopefully at some point tomorrow. Probably be streaming at the regular time that I have been, which is 11 o'clock my time, because I do have an appointment tomorrow, but it's later on in the day. So I'll be trying to stream a little early. But thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.